Alrighty then, we are in there. Whew. Yep, sorry for being a little bit late. I've been busy. I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of chaos in the production house right now. And I mean, this isn't even really the half of it. This is after I've done some considerable cleaning. You'll have to also excuse me because I think my sinus infection might be coming back. Don't know if you can tell, but it's a little tough. Mm. But yeah, so doing something a little different this time. Where's the remote? It's freaking hot in here. Yeah, doing something a little different because I just wasn't ready for the stream. First off, I should say that if you remember how last stream ended, I was not even planning on streaming today at all because I'm telling you, man, I checked Arlong Park. I'll check it again right now. Arlong Park forums, and they said that the publication was on break. And of course, now that I try to verify, it is nowhere in sight. Oh no, wait, there it is. Chapter 1160. Yeah, it freaking says jump break next week, and then only like a couple days ago, word came out that spoilers were dropping for 1170. So I thought, holy freaking crap! I've not devoted any brain cells to what I'm gonna do for the stream that I was not planning on doing, so I got to figure that out. But yeah, so a lot of planning on this one, and I didn't even really know how long the stream is going to be. It's probably going to be another really short one because that's the vibe that I've been on for a while. But yeah, and I also wanted to make time today for painting because, as you can see, I've been going around like touching up a lot of my old paintings. More on that later. For now, I just wanted to say, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a fun time. I know I did. Had plenty of family roll in, played games, ate a lot of Italian food. We had a Christmas spaghetti and meatballs, and it was freaking good. Uh, the breadsticks did get a little burnt, but I mean they weren't really my thing anyway. My mom just bought some store bought frozen breadsticks or whatever. I just prefer the old fashions, just slice of wheat bread, butter, garlic, salts, little bit of black pepper, and pop that in the broiler for I don't know 3 to 3.5 minutes and you're good to go. It's not that hard. Oh boy, let's try and not drink this. This is my paint water. That would be bad news, bears. Make for fun content though. Hmm. Oh, and another thing, of course, because I've been busy with my own thing, busy with Christmas and the festivities and the painting and all that, I did not actually have time to properly advertise the stream. So surprise! I did put it up on YouTube, before 1. So if people tuned in to see my 1 o'clock stream, they would see that it was delayed until 7 p.m. But yeah, so before we jump into the One Piece chapter, I thought I'd just go ahead and review my Christmas haul. I mean, you already know about the digital pen, which has been moved aside. It's right over here on top of my bedding because I had to make room for the painting action. And then the other gift I got for myself is some Vengeance RGB DDR5 Corsair RAM. Yes, it was expensive. No, I didn't like buying it. Fate has just been such where anytime I try to like build a new computer or upgrade the one I already have, it's always at a time when pricing for computer parts is critical. The last time that I was in the market for this kind of thing, I've been saving up for a long, long, long time. Ever since, oh no, even longer than like 2017. Because I had a desktop. The motherboard got fried, and the motherboard is like the keel of the ship. Everything hooks up to it. So I said to myself, I'm gonna replace that. Might as well replace everything else, right? So I saved up a lot, and I was in real poverty conditions at that point because I had very crappy insurance from my previous employer, and I also still had car payments to make. So it was tight. It was tough. I had to wait a long time. I had to use my laptop for a while, and then my laptop broke because like my mouse wasn't working. So like a true pre-evolved Cro-Magnon monstrosity, I just like mouse don't work, and then what I thought was just like a featureless safe surface for me to smash my mouse on to get it to work. Turns out that was actually where the HDD was for the laptop, so I broke the whole laptop. The whole thing was just scuffed, and there were a few years where I just didn't have a proper computer. I did a lot of browsing on my phone, and it was agony. Hated it. It was so bad, especially since the phone that I had at the time was already quite old and quite drab. That was back when LG was still in the game, uh, still delivering very brutally disappointing phones. So that was bad. But after a long time of being frugal, I was able to eventually pull myself up on my bootstraps just in time for the global microchip shortage because that big fat ass barge or freighter got stuck in that one port that turned out to be like a major trade hub for the entire planet. And so computer prices soared. New graphics card just came out, and scalpers were all over it. And I did have to buy it from a scalper, which I took no pleasure in doing. But it was what it was. I just could not stand, given the circumstances, I could not stand to be without a computer for much longer. And I say that, but even after I built it, there was a long time when I just didn't use it because I took a long time transferring my files from my from like my phone and all my little thumb drives or whatever. And yeah, it was a long time. A lot of memes, a lot of old photos, a lot of music. Yeah. Um, and so now that I find out that I really just need a PC upgrade if I'm going to do any more like serious gaming content on this channel, I'm going to need another new motherboard, and that means a new CPU and new RAM. I've got the motherboard, and now I've got the RAM at a time when RAM is at got to be at its most expensive because some major like RAM company or microchip company or whatever, they just decide to bow out of commercial electronics. They're like, oh, we'll just sell to people who specialize in AI. We'll market only to them and not to the common customer at all. So that has been brutal, pretty much worldwide. Everyone's complaining about it. No one who actually has any power or influence will listen, of course, because that's the world we live in. I'm basically completely black-pilled at this point. I'm just a stone cold misanthrope who has no hope for the future. But yeah, so against current market trends, I went ahead and bought some RAM. Thankfully, I got a. No, did I? No, I didn't get a discount on it. This was not a Cyber Monday deal. Uh, the motherboard was, but whatever. Other treats that I got were this brand new one piece shirt, which I do like. And I like the other one that I have where it's like everyone and their like default post time skip looks all, stanced up. The one thing that's kind of irks me about both shirts is, I mean, as you can see, no Jinbei. No, and I get that he's kind of a late join, but yo, man, it's been. When did he form up with the Straw Hats? Was that like 2021, 2022? It's been a while. It would be nice to get more merch with him, with the crew. I don't know where that merch is, but it'd be nice to get my hands on it because we're big Jinbei stands around here. I've also got this uh, Never Forget shirt that's got tons of magnetic media on it. Which might be nice. I mean, I'm sure you can tell that we're big on physical media around here, not too big into streaming, not what we can help it. And then the last shirt, I asked specifically for like white graphic tees to wear during the hot season, which lasts a very long time around here. Because the ones that I've been wearing are on their last legs. And so I also got this nice shirt with like a green dragon on it. Very cool. We're very dragon pilled around here. As you might be able to tell from the paintings and the sculpture that we also painted over there. Got another dragon over there, which by the way, not obviously not about all about me. I did some Christmas shopping for my family and had a blissful time because it was just so easy. Like, it was the perfect combination of being in the right place at the right time for inspiration to just strike. And I thought to myself, I know. Instead of stocking stuffers or whatever, get purses for the ladies, travel bags for the men, and then stuff them with like snacks and gift cards or whatever, which I talked about last time. Number one life hack for Christmas is pick up on your target's favorite snacks. Because, those run out. If you can like find out what their top two snacks are and rotate between them each like Christmas and birthday or whatever, like that, they'll always be happy. They'll always be happy to get the same gift. And then the other thing, the other major life hack is you can, with a little presentation, you can take a bunch of little gifts and put them together to make them feel like one big gift. So get like a nice fancy, either a seasonal container, like a decorative tin or something. Or in this case, it was, the purses. And then put little snacks and gift cards and whatever little knickknacks in there. And then that's your gifts, and that will feel big. And that's the idea. That's Harrison's advice on optimum, like optimal Christmas shopping. Yeah. And my best friend Jaron, his birthday is in April. Already got him his gift as well, so that's nice. But one other thing I got, which I'm still trying to solve the riddle of this. This is like a 5-in-1. They kind of stretch it. They list LED and phone stand as like separate functions, as basic as that is. Like a freaking cardboard tube can be a phone stand, but this is also a charging station. Like it's got battery in it that can store a charge, and you can use that to charge a phone. But it is also a Bluetooth speaker and induction speaker. I have not figured out what that means or how it works. But I mean, whatever. I'll play with it more as time goes on. There were also some like string lights that I got that unfortunately I just can't use because literally everything about their engineering is counterintuitive. Because when you think string lights, like the kind of lights that you'd find here in the production house, you think like little lots and lots of little petite lights that are all strung together in one long cluster. Yeah, like a really really long string. These are big chunky lights, and it's only like 7 of them on a cable that's only 10 feet long, which when I got them, I thought to myself, I know what I'll do. I'll string them over my closet like a lot of people do, but it's with 10 feet, I can't even do that. And like the power strip isn't even that far away from the closet, and I can't do it. Also, it doesn't help that the first light in the string is only like 2 inches away from the plug. What are you going to do with that light? The only way you could realistically get use out of that light is if the thing you're trying to illuminate also happens to be right next to the wall socket, which how likely is that situation to happen? Usually you want lights like way up to where they can shine down. Most wall sockets are down near the floor. It's stupid. They're just very poorly designed, and so I'm not going to be able to get any use of them at all. But hey, speaking of snacks, Joe's Candy's dark chocolate covered honey grams. They're a little too sweet for my preference. I actually prefer the milk chocolate ones because they're more mild. The really good ones, though, the really good ones, and I don't remember if they're Joe's Candies or not, but they're basically the same thing, but with sea salt on them, and they are perfect. They are my absolute favorite dessert. And, of course, they're also ridiculously hard to find, just like PB Crisps. Anybody remember those from the 90s? I basically, like, subsisted off of those exclusively as like a little 6-year-old or whatever. They were peanut shaped, not in the way that you think today, where it's like a 2D cartoon picture of a peanut. Like they were literally like 3-dimensional peanuts with peanut butter in them, and sometimes also strawberry jam, and they were man. And just really missing those. It'd be nice if they brought those back the way they brought back, like Surge or Dunkaroos. Freaking sick nasty, by the way, Dunkaroos. I can't believe that got brought back. But here's something nice that my best friend got me, and we watched it together. It was either last night or the night before. It's called Mad God, a movie that I'd never heard of before, but the thing that Jaron let me know up front is that this took 30 years to make. So it's kind of like the Thief and the Cobbler of mixed media. You remember us checking out Thief and the Cobbler on stream that one time? Well, this is like that, but this time it actually has a happy ending where it came out according to the artist's vision, and Miramax didn't like barge in and ruin everything. And the other choice thing about it is that instead of 2D animation, it's like this crazy mix of puppetry, live action, and stop motion. Stop motion, most of all. And it is quite the production. You definitely feel all 30 years of that production. Even when we listened to the commentary, and he said that he took a long, long break from working on Mad God. Phil Tippett, he's like the guy behind this beautiful monstrosity. He was still kind of like studying and acquiring inspiration and just kind of like getting ready to get back to this. And yeah, it's pretty freaking impressive. Also pretty disgusting. Like this is an amazing movie that I would recommend to very, very few people, if that makes any sense. Because, I mean, I'm not even sure if I'm ready to like show you guys what the back of this box looks like. I might get like a content warning or something. Like it's not outright horrible. Yes, it is. I don't know what I was thinking. It is like grotesque and obscene, but in an artistic way, if that makes any sense. And it is really fascinating. It's also a movie with no dialogue, so it can be a challenging watch because this movie does not like talk down to you at all. It just assumes that you can read into all of the like really crazy abstract imagery going on, and with that, you pick up like a pretty wild, dismal, but also kind of like beautiful in an ugly way story about a world that is so war torn that society has been buried in ash and dust, built on top of, and then buried in ash and dust, in the ash and dust of war yet again, many times over. So much of the movie is this inferno esque odyssey where a guy just keeps going down and down and down, further and further into the underground, penetrating through all these different layers of bygone societies filled with broken buildings and disgusting mutants and strange mechanisms that blur the line between organic and inorganic matter. Um, Again, kind of hard to follow, kind of abstract. Um, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everybody. There's no way this could be everybody's cup of tea. Like you wouldn't put this on to watch with your grandma or really any member of your family unless your family is deeply disturbed. Um, but even if it's not the best movie, it is a unique and worthwhile experience. I would say it's like a really disgusting R-rated Fantasia. I think is the best way I can put that. Except for the part where there's like very minimal score. So I guess in that sense, it's not like Fantasia at all. The whole point of Fantasia was the like animation set to music. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Honestly, it's a movie that's just really hard to describe. So I don't know. I kind of recommend it, but also not at the same time. You got to have like a hard stomach to watch it. You gotta like be ready for some really revolting like it's very taxidermy core, very like vulture culture, lots of bones and nasty squishy bits and viscera and whatever. Yeah. But I think that's it for the Christmas haul. So I am now going to dig into this new One Piece chapter, which I have been spoiled on. I think none at all. No, I think I'm going into this pretty clean. So let's take a crack at it. We've got another Shonen Jump cover, which I guess everybody's supposed to be like samurai coded or whatever. I feel like we've kind of gotten this kind of cover before, so it doesn't feel too special, but I mean, I guess it looks pretty clean. Oda says, my appreciation for Amy Winehouse has grown since I saw her movie, Back to Black, and learned more about the meaning behind her lyrics. I did not know that she had a movie. What a poll. Oda talking about Amy Winehouse was not on my bingo card, but here we are. Chapter 1170, Contradictions. We've got Jinbei as a ticket clerk for an eel train serving bentos, and we've got like little baby straw hats all over, except for Mommy Robin. Okay. Eel train. Okay. The shoe puff. Gotcha. The hammer's sneak attack. Bastard, who threw that hammer? Come on out. There's got to be someone here. Whatever, I have to eat the devil. Ooh, are we going to find out what it is? What? Oh my gosh, is the hammer actually alive? This has got to be some sort of, like... Oh no, it's just so heavy that it's smashing the ground underneath him. The hell's going on? This decrepit old castle... Is this decrepit old castle just falling apart? Your efforts are futile, Loki. Generations of rulers have watched over that devil fruit, yet for centuries it has gone uneaten. Not by choice, but because no one could eat it. Huh? Okay. Interesting. That is interesting, because I think the assumption... This paint is drying, by the way. I need to, like, wash it out of this brush before it, like, permanently gets on there. Given the cyclical nature of devil fruits, you would think, like whatever, right? Someone eats it, like, it'll come back. You can get it again. Especially if the fruit into which the devil's power reincarnates is, like, native to your land or whatever. Like, what if it was a fruit that only grew in Elbaf, right? Which, yeah, by the way, this is something that I've kind of pondered on for many, many years, by the way. Is there any particular reason why the world government doesn't just, like, collect seeds from every fruit-bearing tree in the world and then grow them in the Holy Land? And then burn all other fruit-bearing trees in the world so that they have a monopoly on devil fruits? They've had a very long time to do it. I can't see any reason why they wouldn't. Just an idea. I don't know. Shower thoughts, whatever. But no, they've chosen to not eat it ever. Ragnar simply hasn't deemed anyone worth... Okay. So it's some sort of strange ritual. Okay, so first off, this hammer is alive somehow. Maybe it ate a devil fruit. That's my assumption right off the bat. Or it's cursed, like, you know, the way that some swords have a personality to them. Except this one is very, very flamboyant to the point that the hammer is getting up and moving around on its own. Or maybe it's been brought to life by Big Mom's devil fruit power. I don't know. But, ooh. Okay, time for round 2. That one I've been sipping on for a while. But apparently Ragnar needs to deem someone worthy before they will let anyone eat it. Let's see, with my current strength... okay. Here come the boys, Scoper and Shanks. Those wounds are already causing him a lot of pain. His healing abilities are struggling to keep up. Don't let up, and he'll eventually be driven into a corner. Folks like him are weak to a Hellshoku hockey coating. That is... Wow. That is quite the obscure weakness. Because remember what Kaido said, only the strongest of the strong can even do it. So if that's your only weakness, that's basically the same as saying that you have no weakness. Gyaban, you dare oppose me? You bet. We can't let you run wild just because you've gone crazy. Gyaban-san, you're familiar with the weaknesses of the Knights of God? I can't remember how many times they tried to take you back. Ooh. Alright, that makes a little sense. So they didn't just lose track of him, they actually picked up on the fact that that a Tenryubito, an infant Tenryubito, has been riding with the Pirate King's crew and they wanted to take him back. Or what would be the Pirate King's crew. That red-haired boy, we know you have him. He looks just like our captain's son. Hand him over. Back then, I'd slice him up and we'd send him packing. Oh yeah, that Summers guy did mention something like that. Those were the days. Frankly, it's surprising that a fighting force like that originates from the Holy Land. Most Enribita are useless. Those guys consider themselves divine, living sedentary lives and keeping well clear of our world. Meanwhile, my life's always giving me the chills. You can call that fate. Uh, Geban-san, I want to save Harold. But you're the one who told me how hopeless it is once someone becomes a Knight of God. I'm afraid Loki's our best bet. So, is this going to be a thing where you can you cut off his arm? Like, now he's got the regeneration thing, but like, if the thing that makes him regenerate is on his arm, can you cut it off? Ever since like the revelation that Chase was at one point undercover as one of God's knights, and he got the Shallow Sea contract on his left arm, I was always of the assumption that the reason that there was kind of an additional meaning behind why he either let the Lord of the Coast take his left arm, or he just wasn't particularly worried about what happened to it, or he just didn't mind that he lost it. And I thought it had to do with the mark of God's Knights on his left arm. And that would then come with the implication that if there were a way to sever the mark from a person's body, then they would lose that power. But, well, I guess we'll find out. Because Harold dies here. I think this is the chapter that it's going to happen. But, yeah, I guess we're going to find out. Don't make me repeat myself. Move it, Hammer. So you're basically the National Treasure's guardian? How can you even move? What's going on? I'm so over this. Oof. God, my hammer. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, oh, wow. Okay. Maybe I have been spoiled on this chapter because I thought I saw like a thumbnail of someone's like YouTube reaction where it just says squirrel, and I didn't know what to make of that. So it is definitely a devil fruit power. This is a squirrel or chipmunk devil fruit that this hammer has eaten. Okay. All right. Be gone. How are we supposed to end this? Well, honestly, I've never fought one who has conquerors too. Wait, he does? I feel like I knew that and I just forgot. Soldiers, stop Harold. We can't allow him to get his hands on that devil fruit. Lots of asses getting whooped. Lots of Harold whooping ass. There's a squirrel. There's a tiny, tiny, insignificant devil fruit. It is the most... It is so tiny. Oh my gosh. What is that? What? Hold on. Let me get out my microscope. It is a tiny little... I don't even know. But Harold's like a really big guy, yeah. Or not Harold, rather, but Loki. So I'm sure it's actually like a really big fruit. But he turns into some sort of devilish creature with like long fingers and big claws and spiky hair and horrible glowing eyes. Snowy white hair and glowing green eyes. He turned into Danny Phantom. So the hammer's happy. Mjolnir or whatever it's called that they call it in this Ragnar, I think. Ragnar the Blood Edge. Loki runs. Harold just being like Sephiroth in here. Did you eat it, Loki? Show me its legendary power. Ooh, I would very much like to see it. It's some sort of like thing with a long neck, but yeah. Oh, his His left arm is messed up, but it has not been completely lost. Yeah, he gets beat up, beat up, beat up. I knew it, Loki. You have the blood of a conqueror flowing inside you. Hey, if you come back to your senses, then it won't last. Don't drop your guard. Look around. I'm beyond redemption anyway. You were being controlled, weren't you? Not quite. It's more like that thing is influencing my thoughts. I started to consider myself a god. You have what it takes to. That is extremely disturbing, by the way. The idea that it's not control, but rather suggestion. That is sick. That really messes with your head. You have what it takes to lead Elbaf as well. Try to get along more with your brother, though. You're the worst. Do you know that? Having your own son take your life. What kind of father does that? One last thing, I almost forgot. I want to thank you about Ida. What are you? Burning down Alcohol Village didn't make her better, but I was touched by how much you loved her. And oh boy, the Mark is doing something. Hurry, it's taking over me again. And he's got like really sinister eyes. I'll never forgive you for making me do all the dirty work here. I love you too. Oh man, that's sad, and it's extra sad because the scars on his head are making me think of like my grandpa, because he's really dinged up his own head as well. He doesn't have the big epic mustache, or actually no, he kind of does. So that's hard. But yeah, big conquerors, big hammer, big devil fruit. The devil fruit power is supposed to be part of what defeats him. And yeah, he's not using it here. I don't know. Loki, my dear son, the only thing that really matters is securing Elbaf's future. So I guess this is it. I guess this is the big coup de grace. The big coup de grace is just it really is just beat him up really, really extra super freaking hard. To the point that his regeneration just can't even do it anymore. I thought it was going to be more complicated than that, but that does not seem to be the case. And also, it seems like he is not only like getting smushed, he's getting broken into little bits. I don't know if that's a thing, or maybe I'm just not reading this right. Maybe it's like lightning crackling all over him, but yeah. That is wild. Only memories last. So, okay. I imagine maybe this is the end of the chapter, by the way. So, I don't know. Is there going to be another chapter next week? Is that going to be the break week? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. And then depending on the results, we may or may not stream next week. Because I was planning on streaming next week because I expected One Piece to be back that week. But it's here this week, even though I heard that there was supposed to be a break. So, I don't know. I got no idea. Holidays and One Piece always confuse me. But what I was going to say was, I suspect Harold might still have a little bit of life left in him. And we might get some dying words from him. And then we're probably going to like finally tie a nice little bow on this whole flashback. Because remember what I said like 2 or 3 weeks ago? I suspected that the flashback was going to wrap up this year. Not the case, but I do think I'm close. I think I came up like 1 chapter short. So it'll probably end next chapter, and we can finally get back to the present action, and we can move forward with this arc, which by the way, apparently there's been word from Oda that this arc doesn't have a lot left in it. He said that next year he would go to Well, the way he described it really sounded like we were going to go to that place, like the place, like Elbab, not Elbab, uh, Laugh Tale, like actual endgame, where the One Piece is, like go here to be the king of the pirates stuff. But that could mean like we've got a whole other year ahead of us. Like who knows? Maybe like December 31st, 2026. We'll go to Laugh Tale, and so we've still got another year ahead of us. For this, either we've got another year of this, or it's going to wrap up really soon, and we'll have like a little micro arc in between it because we're still missing. We're still missing one of the rope poneglyphs. Like I imagine that at some point this arc would wrap up with us getting a clue on where to go next. Because as of right now, we have like no direction at all beyond just keep going forward and hope we run into the last poneglyph or a clue on where the last road poneglyph might be. So we could use some direction. It'll be nice to get that, and with all the like ancient books here, and with Saul being here, there's got to be someone who knows something. I imagine. I mean, there's a lot of like long-lived people here who might know something. But yeah, that'll do it for this chapter. It was pretty good. Again, anything where we learn more about this like evil power is welcome, and we learn more about this awesome hammer, and we learned a teeny tiny bit about Loki's Devil Fruit power. It definitely seems to be a Zoan of some sort, presumably mythic in nature. And we learned a little bit more about the curse and the hammer and the devil fruit. Just a little bit. Itty bitty bit. Yeah, that's cool. Another thing I want to check out was just a couple trailers because apparently Netflix has been up to some stuff lately, so let's crack into that. You can see that I've been binging Game Grump's Sonic 06 playthrough for like the 10th or 12th time. I would still very much like it if JonTron came back, even if only briefly, to just put a bow on that. But yeah, we've got a couple new trailers for season 2s of stuff that we've watched on the channel. So what we got right here is season 2 trailer for Flick's Piece. And I've had to be very careful, by the way, because I've fallen for at least one like fake AI trailer before. So this should be the real deal. I'm pretty sure this is the official Netflix channel. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Chopper's still... oh my gosh, the pink pants are too much. Chopper's still not really living up to the hype. I think my favorite like fan-made version of live-action Chopper was just the admittedly cheap Photoshop of Detective Pikachu, where instead of yellow, it's just tan, and then he's got the hat on. I would have preferred that, honestly. There's Nico Robbins with the retconned. Okay, just go ahead and say that. They're retconning her skin color. Like, come on. Make Robin tan again, please. And I've got the Giants. There's a lot of emphasis on Giants, on the Giants. I think we're going to be spending quite a bit of time in uh, what's it called? Little Garden. There's this place. I don't know what this is. Is this supposed to be like Spider's Cafe or something? I don't know. That's in Alabasta. We're supposed to not be getting to Alabasta yet. They're saving that for season 3. Which makes sense, because that's like a really long arc. That could totally fill out a season all on its own. That being said, like, and maybe I just need to like give these arcs a proper read, right? Because the last time I was exposed to these arcs was a very long time ago in 4Kids format. But I remember just not vibing with these arcs very much. Which I guess the upside to that is that there's only room for improvement. That's a pathetically like unrealistically optimistic way of looking at it. But yeah. Hey, Hero looks the way he's supposed to. He actually looks good too. I like the way he looks. So that's cool. That's okay. I noticed there's like a circus setting. I imagine this is like supposed to expand on Buggy's return in Logtown. So he's probably going to have like a big party set up. Like the carnival's going to be in town and Buggy's going to be the ringleader. Yeah, it looks okay. I'm not too excited about it. I mean, live action One Piece to me is just kind of a novelty. It's cute that it managed to not be absolutely horrible, but it does still have some very strange creative decisions where I don't necessarily despise them. I'm just curious as to how they could possibly influence the future of this live action One Piece. And I've also spoken on it, like, as long as it takes to make One Piece, what shape are these actors going to be by the time it's over? By the time it's halfway over? Or a quarter of the way over? They're going to have to recast these actors at some point, because there's no way they're going to be in it for the long haul. Like, more so than voice actors, you see and feel the way that actors age. So, yeah, that's going to be curious. But I don't think anything is more baffling creative decisions than the last Flickspender, which is what we're going to be checking out next. They've apparently come out with the Season 2 trailer, which I wasn't sure was going to happen. I thought Flickspender was ass. Straight up ass sandwich. It was bad. It was straight up bad. It was as bad as I think most people expected live action One Piece to be. So the fact that they're moving forward with the season 2, I mean, it's no Shyamalan's Last Airbender or anything, but I mean, that's not a high bar at all. And I still think this is pretty arse. And there's lots of concern about how they're going to handle fan favorite Toph, which I already see someone stepping into frame who's barefoot. So I'm getting nervous. I thought I heard someone say that she wasn't going to be blind anymore. Which, if that were true, then like that's it. That's all she wrote. Like, throw the whole thing in the garbage. If I find out that Toph isn't blind, like, that's it. We're not on board for this. Which, by the way, speaking of quitting, Alicia X Life. Now, I've talked about her on the channel before, and there's been a lot of, stuff that happens since that time. And I try to not talk about drama too much, but she's been in some some stuff, but your opinion of her and her actions and all the stuff that she's been involved in aside, I still do think that she makes fun content. Um, I'm just kind of over trying to be snobbish and uphold content creators to any kind of moral standard anymore. Because I guess at this point I operate on the assumption that every content creator everywhere in every medium has some sort of dark side that we're just waiting to hear about at some point. And at any moment there could be a YouTube video or a Google document or whatever that completely exposes them and gets them canceled or whatever. I just assume that that's everybody, and everybody's just waiting to get caught. All right. So just I'm kind of desensitized to it or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as you can make entertaining content, my speaker's about to fall over again. I've got a really bad speaker situation where they're constantly getting knocked around by the multitude of cables. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if you can make entertaining content, then that's whatever. I'm not a young impressionable child anymore. I don't look to YouTube personalities to be some kind of moral compass. They're just flawed, sinful human beings like the rest of us. And whatever, I owe no allegiance to no one, no fealty, just whatever. My point is, about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, she started checking out Gurren Lagann, and it was hype. I like Gurren Lagann, in spite of its flaws. I don't think it's as legendary as a lot of other people think. It's still pretty freaking awesome, though, and I would recommend it to most people. But then about 2 weeks ago, she just stopped. And I think the assumption from a lot of people, me included, is that she stopped because she watched episode 4. And episode 4 is infamous because it had like a guest director, and it was so mid in terms of content and pacing and animation that it's just like this big black mark on the entire series. But I mean, personally, one, I don't think it's the worst episode, and two, certainly don't think it's so bad that you should just like quit. Like the first 3 episodes are so hype. The way I see it, Gurren Lagann is hype for 3 episodes, crap for 2 episodes. Then it's hype again all the way up to the halfway point, and then it's crap again for like 3 or 4 episodes, and then after that, it is the most hype of all, like the highest highs. The peakest of peaks, the peak of peaks. But now it looks like Alicia's never going to get to experience that, and that's very sad. I don't know why she like. I know why, but I can't understand why she would drop it. Like why Gurren Lagann? Why only Gurren Lagann? Like, imagine if that was the mindset going into like any other anime or any other show. Just like just one episode that this episode's a little sweaty, it's a little crappy. Like that's it. I said I'm just gonna go ahead and drop it now. Like whatever, it's unsalvageable. Like that is such a ridiculously high, such unrealistic standard. Like every series, no matter how good, is going to have at least one kind of mid episode. Even Fully Cooley, I'm the biggest Fully Cooley fan in the world, or at the very least, I aspire to be. And even I gotta say that episode 4, like even if you don't want to count like the sequels or whatever, progressive is progressive. I wipe my ass with progressive, but even if you just want to look at classic Fully Cooley, episode 4, I always thought was just a little bit smelly. It was a little awkward in its delivery, but I still soldiered on. And like then you get the best episode, and then after that is the climax. Like I just can't get behind it. I can't get behind the idea that like one bad episode. It would have to be legendarily bad. I'm honestly racking my brain, thinking like, what's a show that I've watched where one episode comes along that is like so inexcusably atrocious that I just dropped the series right then and there. I'm honestly thinking. I'm not gonna think about it too much. I'm just trying to like, what is something? I don't know. I don't know. That mindset is hard to understand for me. I think the closest I ever got was that one episode in Soul Eater. And this is before like the divergence, by the way. I know some people are going to say like, "Oh, there's a divergence between the anime and the manga, where the anime goes on and does something." This is before the divergence. Okay, so don't try and talk to me about how the manga is better. It's not. It's not, because if it has this moment in it, then it can't be better. It cannot. I cannot accept that. It's the episode where they're like trying to do their I forget what's called, like harmonic convergence, like soul link, whatever, power of friendship garbage, where they're all trying to like sync up. The team is all trying to sync up their soul power or whatever, and Jackass, Black Star, is screwing it up for everybody, and he's clearly the one who's at fault. Like, he is the common denominator. Um, Death the Kid and Maka, they get along just fine, but as soon as they try to connect to, as soon as they try to match Black Star's freak, it like everything goes haywire, and Black Star just gets super defensive, like don't tell me what to do. You can't keep up with me. You're just not good enough. And the moral at the end of the story is that Black Star is right. Like, he's right. Like, just he's the best. Just accept it. If you can't keep up with him, then just quit. You know, the world revolves around him. He is the undisputed Grand Master of the cosmos, and it's like it doesn't matter that his personality is rock bottom, that he's completely intolerable. He's the most obnoxious character in the entire show. Just, he's the best. Deal with it. I can't. How can you get behind that? That is so counterintuitive to anything that I think any sane, rational person with taste would think at that point. Like, how do you like this character? How could you possibly like Black Star? He is the worst. Okay, rant's over. Let's watch. Let's watch this trailer for this season 2 of The Last Flickspender, which I may or may not watch. I see that the Serpent's Pass is here, and it looks cool. But yeah, much larger party. I remember it just being like Aang and his friends, and then the pregnant couple. There's a wait. So. See, this is how bad season 1 is. I barely remember it. Wasn't the kid in the wheelchair in season 1, and now we see him gliding around? We get to see like uh, Zuko and Iroh doing the like redirecting lightning thing. I guess that's pretty cool. Oh, now we're gonna get the Unagi. It's just okay. Everything about this show is just so twisted. Like, I don't know what to expect, and I mean that in a bad way. Or I'm just so, as a fan, I am so confused. But yeah, very generic music, very generic, like tailor made for trailers dialogue. And 2026, hey, I mean, hey, okay, don't rush, okay? Take your freaking time. I'm not in any hurry to watch season 2. It's got lightning bending though, and like we're kind of into cool lightning powers around here, and it does look cool. Mei and Ty Lee are cool. I just don't know if they're going to be cool in this. Okay, it looks like she is blind. You know, crisis averted. Crisis averted. Okay, because we were real worried. I still feel like I'm probably going to be wiping my ass with this franchise by the end of it. But like, at least they didn't go like absolutely like bottom of the barrel. Like Toph's not even blind. Like that was a ridiculous rumor, but this is a ridiculous world that we live in. I like no creative decision, no matter how idiotic or nonsensical, is I would like put past Hollywood or Netflix or whatever. Netflix is basically the new Hollywood at this point. But yeah, okay. So that's it. Trailer's over. Uh, Flick's piece looks okay. Um, Flick's looks less okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. I honestly should watch those two again to kind of brush up my memory and like how I feel about those. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just a little bit of painting, just a wee bit, because like I've been saying, um, uh, I've been getting my paintings ready for sale. And so I think what I'm going to do is just starting out, I'm just going to try and sell my paintings locally to parties that I think would be interested. And then after that, maybe try and get an Etsy account set up. But I mean, that's going to go on the bottom of like a big pile of things that I got to do. So I don't know. But I've been studying about what to do to make my paintings appealing and how to like get the word out to people that they're for sale and how to just go about that, how to actually be professional about it. And so the number one thing I did was I finished painting the sides of the canvases. Before they were just blank. Now the painting actually wraps around the canvas, which does make them more appetizing from more angles. Now if you catch them from the side, they might pique your curiosity. Um, that's some things needed touching up. Not these too much. These were okay. This one though, I can't remember if I talked about it on stream, but I realized that when it came to the Two of Hearts and the Two of Clubs, the one thing that they were both really missing was incorporation. Because let's look at probably the best example, right? The two, this one right here, where I got to be careful about what I say on YouTube because you know what it is, but I'm always worried that like YouTube's whatever like AI listening whatever is going to pick up on something and think it's some kind of like horrible whatever. Anyway, yeah, you see how the lettering is incorporated into the scenery, and then the Two of Diamonds has that to a lesser extent, yeah. Where like these letters up here are all like drippy and painty, and then these are just white to like go with this white down here. This didn't really have much of that going on, where it was just white text on a background. So I have tried to punch them up as best as I can. And holy crap, this is so much better. It could still use like a wee bit of help, but like the making these letters yellow and little wispy flames coming off of them, and then making these all like uh, blue and frostbitten with icicles and stuff, like so So much better. This could still use a little bit of work. I want to add some orange to create a bit of dimension, the way that the icy letters have some dimension to them. So I want to do that, and then I'm going to show you what I've been doing with the two of clubs, and then touch that one up as well. And then once we're done with that, maybe do some balloons tower defense 6. No promises. I honestly have been falling out of love with that game lately. Maybe I've just been playing myself sick of it, but okay. This is tough. I've never done this with this setup. What, like this camera? It's honestly kind of terrible. It's pretty bad, but this is the best I can do. Yeah. So let me. Unfortunately, the paints are starting to dry. So let me just whip this up a little bit, and then I'll be ready to go. Just a little bit of orange. And I'm gonna try and trying not to whack the mic challenge, difficulty level impossible. There we go. Just a little bit of orange to like everything. Actually, I should not have done that. It's not really conforming with what I want to do with the shading. I goofed that up already. Just immediate mistakes. You love to see them. So what I'm doing right now is adding just a little bit of orange to everything. And then I'm going to try and play with it. Play with the orange that's on the canvas. Okay, so there's that. Just a little itty bit of orange. I should try and flip the camera so that you get the same perspective of me, but I don't really feel like it. Alright, and then we can like... Don't tell me it's dried up already. We just got started. Like, wow, really? The stupid little, like, what is it? Like an errant eyelash or whatever? Screw you. There, that's maybe a little bit better. I don't know. It's not fantastic. It's not really what I was looking for. I want to make it like a little more like wispy, flamey, you know? And I guess that's there a little bit. Not too overbearing to where you can't read it, obviously. But like, come on, just a little bit. There, like that. Yeah. There, see, that's better. There, that's a little more fiery. Right? Oh my gosh, that is so much better. That's so much better than just the basic white lettering just plopped on top. Because if anybody remembers that original painting stream, right? This area here was just blank, and it didn't feel right. The composition just felt too unbalanced, where there felt like just a big emptiness right in the middle. And I really racked my brain on stream trying to figure out what to do about it. And so I just settled on the lettering, which, I mean, I'm not too proud of that decision because I prefer for visuals to speak for themselves for the most part. Even if I myself do not follow that advice too well. I feel like I struggle with show don't tell. But I just didn't know what to do about it, and so this is what I came up with, spur of the moment. And so I didn't have a lot of time to like cook it in my brain. And I'm now looking at this and I'm seeing how much love this design on the edge needs. And also, this could use another coat of yellow as well. Because that's yellow. Oh, sorry, I just totally whacked the mic. That's the thing about yellow. It's probably my least favorite paint. And I just used the last of it, by the way, earlier today. There. But yeah, now that time has passed, I'm trying to be a little smarter about it. And hopefully this will be the final iteration of this painting. Yeah, that's fine the way it is. Ah, my arm. Here, let's... I did that in the most awkward way possible, but okay. Let's try and freaking fix this. And I feel like I already messed it up even more. And I got more paint on my arm. A little more? No, that's fine. That's fine. That'll suffice. There. I think now I'm finally for real done with this painting. So, I think the edges are paint free, so I should be able to just plop these on top of the other paintings just fine, not have a mess. But now we got to do this, the two of clubs, which has been iterated on many times. If anyone remembers the original stream where we painted this, it was pretty bad, actually. The earliest, most prototype version of this, like certified dog water. I was very unhappy with the way that turned out. And I was very happy to go back and try and fix it. So here we go. Fix that. That's not as green anymore. We added some sheen to the top of this lettering, and now we're gonna flip it around and have like a drippy, gooey Ivan Ooze underside to the lettering. Which maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of the yellow on that. Maybe I should have rocked with that a little bit more before discarding it. But I'm just kind of focused on picking up where I left off before, it was time to stream. Which, by the way, even after giving myself extra time, I still was not able to prepare as much as I wanted to. Like I haven't even had dinner yet. So I'm just kind of starving right now. That was actually another gift that I got. Was in addition to the chocolate covered graham crackers, I got what they call a cheese ball. I can't remember who got me that, but it's like this ball of cream cheese and chives and like I think salami or something. I am not too clear on what the recipe is, but it is. Oh boy, it is out there and it is really good. It's cheesy and savory and salty. It is really good. And this paint is not behaving. Maybe I really did let it dry too much. Yeah, this is kind of hard to work with right here. Oop, don't get it on your arm. Again, been doing a lot of that this evening. There, that's the lavender. But now we get to the really nasty, gooey, like toxic purple. So let me get myself a little bit more of that. Please. Thank you. Yes, nice, very vivid purple. Vivid, nasty, drippy purple. A little more, please. It is compromising the readability a little bit. I think I may have gone overboard with this detailing. There, I don't know. How readable is that? Let me hold it up to the camera. And that's okay. That's pretty okay, I think. I don't know. I was debating adding yellow to this, like a little glistening yellow light to amplify readability, but I don't know. I really don't, because then that's getting back into the cycle again of like how many coats of yellow paint does it take to actually make the yellow show up on the canvas. I really, really hate working with yellow. There's just no yellow that's thick enough that it's easy to work with. Do I have some white? No. Let me pour myself just a little bit of white. Yeah, easier said than done because my white comes in ugh, this big old jug, so it's a little unwieldy. There, don't need too much. More than anything, I just need it to not drip. Which again, easier said than done. Let me I want to touch up on these logos a bit, just a wee bit. They're just a little unbalanced. I want to try and tweak that. But realistically, there's only so much you can do. Not without putting in a lot more work than I'm willing to give. To just like do this over. There we go. And I hear some police sirens in the background, which kind of makes for nice ambiance for a painting that is about to like it portrays the seedy underbelly of society, but on like a deeper level, it portrays the seedy underbelly of just human nature in general, like on an individualistic level. And this right here, which by the way, I should just say this is my favorite part of the whole painting. Um, Probably because I just think it looks cool, but also this is the part that went through the biggest transformation from a pretty garbage uh, initial iteration to finally realizing the original vision for how it was really supposed to look. Okay, so that'll do it. I still am not 100% on this lettering. You know what it needs? It needs more yellow gradients. I want a pale yellow on these letters. So let me scoop some of this and work it into this. And unfortunately, it's coming out a little green again because there's still some blue in there that hasn't quite dried up. No, not red. I almost was gonna put some red in there, but I don't think that's the solution. Well, okay, I didn't really want to, but you know what? Screw it. We're not really using any more yellow. Let's just go ahead and take this yellow and make it pale. And there you go. That's it. That's the last of the yellow. And somehow I got a big smattering of lavender on my thumb. So let's try and gild That's still like really, really yellow. I don't know about that. That's like really, really yellow. They're supposed to be more of like a pale yellow. Like, wow. That's not very pale yellow at all. That's just yellow yellow. I want to make it like a pale gold. And it's just not really coming across the way I'd like it to. I want it to be almost metallic, but that's not the effect that I'm getting. But, I've committed at this point, might as well roll with it. It's coming across a little bit better here. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever. I really don't think it's that bad. Even if I'm not really in love with it, like it's fine. It's fine. It's readable. You know what it is? Is I should really invert this to where instead of yellow on top, white on bottom, it's the other way around. I think that would be more logical. It's still going to be a pale yellow because it's almost supposed to be like gold or brass or whatever. But while I fix this mistake, I guess I should talk about future plans for the channel. I'll admit I've been dragging my feet on getting editing done, but I've still got another week off of work, and I think that'll be a great time to tackle that. I do still have my best friend coming over for New Year's. We'll have New Year's festivities, but for the most part, the festivities are over, and that'll give me a lot more time to just do me and all the little projects I'm trying to do. So I'll try and take the first steps to getting my paintings sold. I also want to work on a new overlay because I think that's a nice way. I liked what we did last year where I punctuated the new year with a new overlay. So I want to do that again. I already teased it a couple streams ago. So you can look forward to that. We're going for a real blast from the past aesthetic. Man, I really hope this works out. After spending the last of my yellow paint and like really screwing it up, I really hope this works. Because I don't feel like coming back to this again. I want this to be the last iteration. I'm not doing it really good. It's like coloring inside the lines job because I'm getting impatient. Ooh, my foot's falling asleep. You don't see it, but I got my foot tucked up right here, like right under. All right. All right. We're probably not going to do BTD 6 tonight. I'm just not vibing. Like I said, I've been falling out of love with it. The game's been kind of pissing me off lately. I've been playing chimps and failing miserably on beginner maps. Like I just don't have. I don't have the skill. My approach to like early game chimps is very rigid. I only rely on a very small number of towers for my opening moves, and it's not really carrying me anymore. And so I might have to just like brush up on the subject before I'm ready to dive back in. There, do it like that, and then do this. That is actually looking better. Shiny. Shiny on top, gooey on the bottom. The sinus infection, by the way, you can tell it's also affecting my lungs because I've got drainage. There. More, please. Got plenty of white paint, so no concerns there. That's already kind of to my liking. We just add a little star right there. Make it all shimmery. Yep. Ooh. Use more. I'm running into the problem I had the first time I did this painting, where I'm getting impatient and trying to paint on top of wet paint, and is corrupting the colors. That's fine. That's fine. This bottom layer is going to be not so shiny because it is further from the light. And I just got it on my arm again. And again, maybe a little bit more. There we go, like this. Just a little bit of a gleam. Big gleam right here and right here because these are more in the foreground. And then, yeah, there you go. I think that's it. I think that's as deep now. No, because I see some bits where the purple's kind of weak. It's weak, and I could also use some purple here on the edge. You can't see it, but try not to whack the mic again. I'm getting gassy. That's my body's way of telling me that it's just about finished digesting the last meal, and it's going to be ready for another one real soon. Last meal was a long time ago. I'm surprised I'm not absolutely starving. Is that it? Have I done it? I think I've kind of done it. Let me look at it from this angle. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Like that. It has more personality than it did before, at the very least. And more color as well. But that'll do it. That'll do it for this painting, and I think that'll do it for this stream. So let me tilt this back up. Yeah. Back down. Up. More up. So you can see my hair, and it's just not just a giant 5 head. Oh, that's what it is. I messed with the camera for the painting. And that's why it looks so off. It's not very precise, this camera. But yeah, I think that'll do it for now. Why not just one little quick game of BTD6? Let me just close that. Close that and this, and get this booted and scooted before I eat. I did take on the boss event, by the way, and that was a hell of a time. We don't do boss events or races on stream because, as you can see, I already get put on blast just playing normal BTD 6, and I get pretty salty about it. I am a real BTD 6 beginner. I only just started playing earlier this year, like within the last 6 or 7 months. And yeah, I have to use online guides every time. I really don't like the way the boss events are designed. I don't like the way that a lot of BTD6 is designed, honestly. I've got a lot of complaints. I don't like how boss event. Well, let me just go ahead and pick something to do. So you've got something to watch instead of just listening to me rant and ramble. There we go. Do we have Unpoppable unlocked on Hedge? So we can take a. Well, let's not do this. I'm still probably gonna get cooked because Hedge is deceptively difficult, even as far as beginner maps go. Anyway. There, the dynamic duo. Hello? Thank you. My mouse was getting stuck for some reason. There's not paint. It's not getting paint on it, is it? These two will hang tough at first. And, it's impoppable, so I got my monkey knowledge. So thankfully she starts with her ability in case things go sideways. What I was saying, I don't like the way that that boss events are designed because they kind of are just kind of lazy. They feel, for the most part, they feel like bosses plopped on top of normal gameplay, which does not have bosses in mind. Instead of the how do I put it? The ideal game design where each challenge prepares you for the next. So there should be some, I don't know, like mini bosses or something. Something to teach you the mechanics of each boss before you have to fight it. As it is, it's just grinding out money against very easy rounds. And then the boss shows up with 40 rounds deep, and only then do you get to see if the strategy that you have spitballed actually holds water or not. In most cases, it does not. You have to start all over, and it's very tedious. And I just don't like that design. I don't like these surprise defeats. Uh-oh. It may be that I have to deploy some extra defenses before I'm ready to save up for it. Well, I should be able to afford a monkey business before I gotta put down another tower, yeah. And then races also, I don't like how the way races are designed either, where there's just nothing about them is obvious. And I'm not necessarily asking for like a hyper tutorialized paint by numbers gameplay experience, but there are just so many variables that I feel like races are tailor made for going on YouTube, looking up BTD6 race, and then just step by step doing whatever the other person is doing. And even then, a lot of times you just can't because so much happens so fast. There's no way you could possibly keep up. This is round 15. Oh, and we actually handled round 15 quite, well, handily. So maybe I can save up and just get Monkey Commerce right away. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty pleased with that. So now we can get. I don't know. I don't know. I can get. I can get this. Woof. Ooh, if that had like run out, that would have been bad news bears. I'll start with this. You've noticed, by the way, that I've spent my trophies on like seasonal like store items. The little like snowflakes and whatever. And now you're gonna get to see that the tag tower shoots little icicles. That'll do for now, but I should be investing it to like get ready for round 40. So let me get these. So hey, anybody else? Like, go ahead and tell me. Isn't setting the glue gunner to strong always the best? Like every single time, because it feels like it. I've also like I don't think I've ever used close priority targeting ever. But hey, again, I'm not an expert BTD6 player. Maybe there's some sort of just epic hack using very specific like targeting and whatever that just blows this game wide open. So what should we pick up next? I should probably pick a bigger radius because like this is a tight fit here. Mm, excuse me. In fact, I tend to set chocolate. I just tend to set chocolate strong really well as well. Sour and chocolate. Sour chocolate sounds like the absolute worst. Hey, actually, I shouldn't be getting too ahead of myself. At some point, I gotta set up some better anti camo. You know, it's gonna be another shimmer, because that's how we rock around here. Starting with the 40s, we should be able to do some farming. I won't buy the bigger bombs just yet because at this early stage, we still need to prioritize crowd control. Could I possibly squeeze this in? Oh, 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 oh. Pixel perfect. I don't even get how that works. But it does, and we're going to fly with it. Okay, let's do this. Save up to get Mo Press just in time. And hopefully maybe also get Mob Glue. I should not have wasted too much money on the tack shooter this early. Because normally, like, Kylie Boomerang with maybe faster throwing is great crowd control on its own. Uh-oh. Okay, faster throwing now, please. Round 36 can sometimes be a little scary. The way they try to just rush right past you. Hello? Ooh. Well, thankfully, I think that's the last of the camo balloons for a while. They'll be back in force on round 42, and I gotta have a shimmer by then. Well, I guess I don't gotta. I can use my ability to make things easier. Alright, moment of truth. Will I be able to afford a Mob glue? Can I make $2,000 in this one round? No, I cannot. I will probably need to use an ability. Or just, make use of what I've got. Because, the fact that we don't have it now means we can just wait. Actually, you know what? Just to make sure that I don't, waste my precious money here and now, let's just go ahead and try to get the shimmer. Get the shimmer going, and then we can get... they do extra damage. Okay, I like that. This should be, totally fine. It was almost not fine, but it was fine, though. So... Before I go hard on farming, though, I should go ahead and get, a juggernaut. Because at this stage, we don't really have a good anti-ceramic thing going for us. And this is at a point when ceramics are a big threat. The game isn't going all in on blimps just yet. And I forgot I got the snowballs for these guys. Okay, so now our defenses are pretty tight. Now we can do some farming. I can't remember. Last time I played, did I have the pro farmers unlocked? I feel like I probably did. I don't want to spend too much money on them because I'm still saving up to get the last of the heroes unlocked. I don't use many of them. I just have a tiny handful of heroes that I use for pretty much everything. And I don't actually experiment a lot. Because there's just so much. But, You know what I'm gonna do? Does it seem weird, by the way, that in Hedge there's flowers floating through the air? While there's also the winter effects going? Shouldn't they have swapped those out for snowflakes? I don't know. I'm gonna put them over here because I'm setting up for something, and I'm not gonna play my farm just yet, or my farmer, I should say. I'm gonna set up another village or whatever. Is it just called village? Monkey Village, yeah. Because I get confused. Monkey Village, Monkey Town, Monkey City. I'm going to set up another village to make it cheaper and also cheapen stuff that I'm going to be putting in right through here. If I can. Let me just... Ugh. There, like that, like that. Yeah, like that. There, and now I can get this and this. And now we can get this guy. Right. Right, right, You know what? I'm going to put him over here. No. No, because I think I can fit a farm right there. It's tough because I think it'd also be cool to try and squeeze a druid in here, but I've tried it before during the boss event, and it did not really go to my liking. Here, put that there, and it's gonna be about time to pick up the mob glue. I think I'm gonna rank up during this game. Last I checked, I was really close to, I think, 119. Let me just go ahead and pick this up here and now. There we go. I talked about monkey knowledge because I was just thinking about. I talked about ranking up because I was thinking about monkey knowledge, and I know I've got the mob glue knowledge that makes mob glue just slow everything more. So it's good for non-mobs as well. Hello? Hello? That's footprint of the village is a little weird. It needs a lot of like elbow room, side to side. It's kind of annoying. Like, look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna need to get. Well, I was already gonna get bigger radius because this is gonna be another primary mentoring. But yeah. Now, if I did try to put a druid here, how would that? It does not work very well. Oh, I can put it there, but that's still not very. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of the best I can do. That's not too bad. But I can start getting these. Yeah, now we should be good all the way through to 63. Like, yeah, look at that. We got the mob situation handled. Like, they're not a big deal. It's actually the small balloons that are a little scarier. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of dubious. I wonder if... No. No, I said it was going to be another primary mentoring, but I kind of want it to be a Monkeyopolis instead. That makes more sense to me. I couldn't possibly set up another village here, could I? No? Okay. It's just curious. Yeah, 50s are super unserious, unscary. You know, now I should probably go ahead and get this. The camo nanos. Yeah, because that was the first one I played. Now I'll get plenty of camo nanos. Farming my ass off. This is getting kind of bad, though. I'm actually going to go ahead and get a Ring of Fire now. There you go. Might as well get the long range while we're at it. Because why not? Is there any point to getting the more tax if you're going to build a Ring of Fire / Inferno ring? Because once you do that, like, it's just a Ring of Fire. Like, it's not shooting tax anymore. It's like a ring that it can't be any more of a ring than it already is. Yeah. So adding more projectiles doesn't do anything because it's already maxed out on projectiles, like just by default. So the way I see it, you should just always get longer range. Range upgrades aren't necessarily very exciting. I've always been kind of against them from since all the way back in BTD 1. But if the other option is getting more coverage for a tower that already covers everything in its range, like 360, then yeah, why? Might as well, because why? There. And we are very slowly creeping up on 63, so it's probably time to throw down this bad boy. And we've got our old-fashioned fire and ice strategy, you know. So he's going to be an Icicle Pierce. We're going to save up for the Inferno ring first, though. Because if you go for stall first when the balloons still aren't really threatening, then rounds just go really slow and it's kind of boring. But we've got round 63 solved already. Not much to do now except more farming. Regrow bananas, connect. Hey, is there any point to not just connecting to the one that also produces camo nanos? At any point at all? Like, just put them both on one farm and then upgrade the farm to the maximum. Or not to the maximum. Prioritize that particular farm for upgrades. Is there anything I'm missing? Not right now, I'm not. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I'll be getting my first BRF soon. I always just call them factories, but they're called Banana Research Facilities. They look like factories. They don't look like laboratories. I suppose in real life, laboratories do just kind of look like factories. Like, there aren't really dedicated laboratory buildings, so it's just R&D divisions inside existing buildings. It's not like cartoons. It's not like Dexter's Laboratory, where, like, Mandark's just got, like, giant cooling towers and rocket launch pads. And yeah, maybe I should just be playing with auto start on, but I'm too cowardly. I don't feel like screwing up. Should I have gotten an alchemist? Just to give Sada a little bit of help with leads. I don't know. I'm home now pretty good so far, so. Just gonna stay laser focused on my farming for now. Because this right here, this is good enough to carry me for a long, long time. Maybe 76 and 78 will be a problem. Maybe. Um, if I upgrade this guy, Middle Path Druid is so freaking cool. He really does feel like the all-in-one. Although I'm probably not going to be getting Hard Thorns, I'd rather get Druidic Reach so you can get more. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just me making assumptions, but if he gets more cash from his ability, the more farms are in his range. Shouldn't increasing his range mean that he generates more money by himself with his own ability? Oh, upgrade that. I'm also curious. Has timing on when farms release more bananas, has that changed in BTD 6? Because the way it was in BTD 5, once a round started, the number of bananas that farm would generate would be fixed. It didn't matter if you upgraded it in the middle of the round. If at the start of the round the farm was scheduled to only produce like 3 bananas, it would only produce 3 bananas. Even if you gave it massive upgrades, it would still only produce 3 bananas. So there was no such thing as like a clutch farm upgrade where you ratchet up how many bananas you get in a round. It had to be upgraded before the round started or you wouldn't get any extra. Okay, maybe here. And then this as well. There, that was pretty good. That was a wise decision to upgrade in that moment, I think. Let's also go ahead and get this now. And I think that might be good enough to just let us soldier on through. Can't forget to activate the ability now that I've got it. We can soldier on. Ooh. Ooh. You know what? Fillet what I just said. We still need help. Yes, we do. We still need help. Then again, I've got these activated abilities, right? I might as well use them. Ooh, I might have jumped the gun on that, but whatever. Like that's the one of the very few problem rounds. Now that we're past it, like we're golden. We're golden for a long time. And now I want to build a Monkeyopolis. I'm curious though, how I tried building it before. Is there any way I could possibly squeeze in a monkey? I thought I saw it light up for a moment. Can it be squeezed in here at all? Do you see it light up? I don't think so. I think I might be off my rocker here. Because after seeing what a Monkeyopolis could do with a monkey city next to it during the boss and the boss event with Vortex, like my gosh. What if I just Can I do it now? Please? Okay. We've got a big area to work with. Let's. Ooh, you know what? Maybe we should just go ahead and try and get the Spirit of the Force now. Because our defenses actually are kind of lacking. There you go. That's better. Get this. And this. Can I possibly squeeze a village in, like, around here at all? Kind of. Kind of. There. Now my income should be just nuts. And then I can squeeze these in here. Please. Hello? Hello? Is that still in range? Yes, it is, just barely. I already talked about it last time. Range for the farmer is weird, where you have a lot of leeway on the bottom half of his circle, where you can have things just kind of dangling out. But on the top half, it absolutely has to be covered all the way and then some. And I feel like I've been forgetting to use the Druid's ability again. And, I forgot it. I should really be upgrading this first. And also, I need to reconnect. Which, by the way, that has been something that's been going on since the last time I streamed. So I've switched over to Xfinity, and it has been its own little flavor of hell ever since. I was using TDS before, and TDS, while it has its problems, at least I'm confident enough to like stream and play online games with it. At least there's that. Xfinity is a shell game every single time. Whether or not I'll be able to connect to the Wi-Fi network, whether or not the Wi-Fi network will connect to the internet, whether it'll stay connected, whether it'll be some problem where it doesn't feel like accepting the password, no matter how much I absolutely have it memorized and I know exactly what it is, I put it in the exact same way every time. It's just horrible. And that is going to be a big priority some point in the next week. I gotta get in touch with Xfinity and ask them what. Freaking what. Because as it is right now, I've got both Xfinity and TDS, because just to have TDS as like a safety net in case Xfinity is not working out. And it's not. If Xfinity cannot get their act together really fast, then it's just over. I'm going back to TDS. Because Xfinity has been legendarily unhelpful. It is horrible. Horrible. If you're wondering if you want to switch to Xfinity, as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and say no. No, I would rather get punched in the head than use Xfinity. They have got to come up with something that borders on the miraculous for me to change my mind about them. As it is now, they are the pits. Absolute bottom of the bin, bottom of the dog bowl. The worst. The worst ever. Okay, so while I've been ranting about Xfinity, we have managed to finally make our way to the 90s. So let's go ahead and pick up our Inferno ring, set it to strong, and we should have it solved because I think this is only like, yeah, it's only 3 DDTs. We can handle that no problem. And now we're not going to run them into them again until 93. So let's try and get a Banana Central going. Just to farm a wee bit more. And probably not get an engineer. This late in the game, there's not really that much of a point. This is about the time when we need to start spending money instead of saving it. And around 93, I was not able to get a Banana Central in time. Hey, there we go. Oh, 120. My bad. I already made 119 at some point. Oh, there's almost no point in even getting a Banana Central at this point. Let's just commence our offense in earnest. I even forgot to get the big bombs and heavy bombs. So let's just do it. Let's just do it to it. Tier 5, everything. Except for the... I know, don't get me wrong. I know the Prince of Darkness is like super duper strong and it's like playing the game on easy mode. I still just don't like... I know this is ironic coming from someone who plays BTD on the regular. But with how much stuff is on the screen at any given time, I like to cut down on it as much as possible. And so I don't like the idea of something that adds even more balloons to the screen. They're on my side, but just that much more visual clutter to overstimulate me. No, thank you. Oh, I forgot to get Mope Domination. I also forgot to get Druidic Reach. There. Now we can turn... Oh my gosh. Now we can turn on auto start, yeah? No, not you. Now we can get this guy. My bad. Now we can get this guy. And yeah, feeling pretty unstoppable now. So that'll do it for this stream. Thanks for tuning in. You know, all your support, every view, like, comment, subscription, follow. It's all very much appreciated because it helps push us on to bigger and better things. For now, we are planning on streaming again January 4th. Not guaranteed per se. We need to figure out if there's going to be a new One Piece chapter next week. If not, then we won't be streaming. Best way to figure out one way or the other is to just check out all my little socials over there. If you had to pick one to follow, I would probably choose Twitter. That's just the easiest for me to manage. And I mean, sorry if I'm not always that great at advertising and using my socials and stuff. I am kind of a boomer in that regard, but I try to do my best. Yeah, I don't blame you if you don't feel like keeping up with all that. If you just want to pick one, go ahead and pick Twitter. That's the best one. You know, I have my own Discord, but I'm really bad about remembering to post to it. But, yeah, now to just decide on what to get here. I kind of don't care about these, like, leftover bits of primary knowledge and kind of want to move on to something else. But there's also just that little gotta catch 'em all part of my brain that tells me fill out one skill tree before you move on to the next, even if it is not necessarily all that appetizing. I mean, it's not really bad knowledge here, except for bionic augmentation. I think bionic augmentation is dog water. Why? Like, no. If I am investing in a tier 4, please just let me have a tower that sees camo all the time and not only sometimes. Like, that's not something that I can roll the dice on. Or I'm just going to go ahead and use something that gives out camo detection or strips camo, like Shimmer, my boyfriend Shimmer. I guess I'll get Fraggy Frags because I do like the frag bombs. They're not my favorite, but they're not the best, but they are fun. But yeah, that'll do it. Once again, thanks for checking us out, and we'll possibly see you on the 4th. Otherwise, probably see you on the 11th of January. And I'll try to get a new layout whipped up by then, and hopefully a new video as well. Hopefully a better internet connection as well. So, last thing I just want to say is Happy New Year, and I'll see you all in 2026. Have a good night.